my goodness, what is going on here? Why is spring so early this year? Why is spring so early this year? Does anybody know? Well, I just looked at... I was tooling around on Google getting ready to do reading for World Reading Club, and then found a Business Insider article that has a title something like "Why Spring is So Early This Year." So that's what I'm gonna take a look at here. I wanted to know. I don't exactly know why. I know it has to do something with the calendars and the way that we mark time, probably having to do with something with solar influence and lunar, perhaps. But let's take a look. So I click on this. It's on businessinsider.com. Why spring is so early this year. Now, this is having to do... Now, what I want to point out, though, is that this article was actually from 2016. But in 2022, it may still have some relevance. So just know that this is from 2016. It's actually... Okay, so this is from Jessica Orwig on March 17th, 2016. That's St. Patrick's Day, I believe. It was a very special day for myself and Flora Elizabeth Carrasco as well in St. Patrick's Day of 2016. Yeah. I got some cool photographs of that. Anyhow, yeah, it's Jessica Orwig, March 17, 2016, 2:29 p.m. If you Google first day of spring, it will tell you March 20th, but don't be fooled. On Business Insider, it's titled, "We're about to experience the earliest spring since 1896. 1896, because of something unusual that happened in 2000. That's a deceptive title. What unusual are they talking about? Okay. For many people in the U.S., the first day of spring will actually take place on March 19th. Let me turn this down a little bit. On March 19th. As it turns out, this year marks the earliest spring we've seen since 1896. That's thanks to the fact that 2000 was a leap year, which was unusual since most century years like 1700, 1800, and 1900 were not leap years. Which, by the way, that doesn't make any sense to me, because, leap years happen every 4 years, so there would be 25 of them. I mean, hold on for a second. I gotta blow my nose. So leap years happen every 4 years. So in a century there would be 25 of them. And that would just easily account. You fit 4 of them every 4 years. Let's see, so like for example, if we go 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52, 56, 60, and we go 60, 64, 68, 72, 76, 80. So now we're already at 80 That's 20 weeks. Oh no, 2080, that's 20 leap years. 20 cycles. So 2080, 2084, 88, 92, 96, and then finally, boom, 100. That's 100 years. That's 25. That seems to fit exactly into a 20. I mean, I just did that in my head very slowly. But how are those other years not leap years? If it's every 4 years, I don't understand. Please, somebody help me. What's going on here? Maybe they'll explain in this article. All right. Okay, that's thanks to the fact that 2000 was a leap year, right? They're talking about, as it turns out, this year marks the earliest spring we've seen since 1896. That's thanks to the fact that 2000 was a leap year, which was unusual since most century years, like 1700, 1800, and 1900, were not leap years. Don't worry, there are no unnatural forces at work. It's simply a consequence of our imperfect Gregorian calendar system that can't quite account for Earth's annual revolution around the sun. Long ago, our ancient human ancestors decided that spring officially began when the sun shone directly on Earth's equator, illustrated below. As a result, the first day of spring is sometimes referred to as the spring or vernal equinox. Yeah, there's a cool image here. I wish I would have taken that image. Where did that image come from? Should have put that on the podcast. I like more astrophysical images. It keeps me in the mood to try to be somewhat intelligent. All right. The image is by Tao Olunga on Wikipedia. Okay. However, there is one problem with establishing seasons based on Earth's movement through space, which is that the time it takes Earth to complete one revolution around the Sun is not exactly 365 days. In fact, it actually takes 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 45 seconds. The Gregorian calendar tells us, however, that 1 year is equal to 365 days exactly, no more and no less. That is, unless we have a leap year, in which it becomes 366 days. Leap years are a great way to account for this discrepancy and keep our calendar as well as our seasons in check. Without leap years, we'd quickly fall out of step. Within 100 years, our calendars would be 24 days off schedule. Special exceptions. Hosting a leap year every 4 years, however, doesn't quite cut it. That's why there are two special exceptions. There's no leap year at the turn of the century. The years 1700, 1800, and 1900 were not leap years, even though they fell within the regular 4-year cycle. Unless the turn of the century is divisible by 400. This is why the year 2000 was a leap year. Okay, that explains some shit. Our calendar system is set up in a 400-year cycle so that it makes up for all the little fractions that are left over since Earth doesn't spin in 365 and a quarter days. Astronomer Bob Berman, who runs Overlook Observatory in New York and owns a giant book containing tens of thousands of past and future equinox dates, told Business Insider. What this tends to do, Berman continued, is make leap days reset themselves so that the equinoxes and solstices all happen on schedule. Berman is a regular guest on presentations hosted by SLOOH, which is a collection, and SLOOH spelled SLOOH, which is a collection of observatories around the world that stream live cosmic events online. SLOOH will be hosting a special presentation on Saturday, March 19th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, where Berman and other experts will discuss this year's unusually early spring equinox. The big difference about the 21st century was that the year 2000 was a leap year. While this didn't affect our daily lives, it did make one difference. Instead of everything being reset so that all the dates of the equinoxes and solstices get knocked back to their usual dates, that did not happen, said Berman. The result is that the first day of spring will be moving to earlier times throughout this century. Yeah, so that accounts for still now where we're at. This year, they're still talking about 2016, I believe. This year, the spring equinox officially starts at 4:30 UT March 20th. Excuse me, which means it will take place at 12:30 a.m. March 20th Eastern Time and 9:30 p.m. March 19th Pacific Time. Before 2100 rolls around, it won't just be the U.S. Everyone across the globe will experience spring equinoxes on March 19th. By the time we reach the 2300s, however, we'll be back on track, and most spring equinoxes will fall on March 21st. So that's not until 2300. We're in 22. Right, we're in 2022 right now. That's another 270 something years. This is 270. Yeah, 277 years. This is all part of the plan to keep the dates from getting too far out of whack, Berman said, and because of this, it really keeps everything accurate to about 1 day in 4,000 years. It's very impressive. If you want to check out the SLU presentation, tune in here or below at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday, March 19th. So that was 2016, so I wouldn't worry about that now. But let me click on the link and just see, is it still there? Let's see if SLOOH, SLOOH, still has. It says SLU's online telescope. Well, it looks like for now it's on offline. There's some links that say for educators, for everyone, and log in. Okay, I gotta go. I have a class or a client I have to meet at 1 o'clock, and it's 12:56 right now. So anyway, that's about spring. I think that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. So that was Business Insider. I was just looking at, why is spring so early this year, and basically because of leap year in 2000, so the whole rest of the century is going to be a little bit out of whack. It's not exactly going to fall on the day. We're already in right now in Virginia Beach, where it's really warm outside right now. It's 74, and that's warm. And it's been like that. Yesterday was similar, so that's it. We're about to experience the earliest spring since 1896 because of the leap year in 2000. So that's it. All right, enjoy the rest of this demi-phase, this solfeggio indices 528 for a few more seconds. I'm Hakeem Ali Bokus Alexander. Later.